It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear from who? From the man. The man wants us to be afeared, though. I tell you, there's some people out there going, we're not afraid enough that we're going to go ahead and document all the fear you're trying to instill in everybody else and your TV star. Well, we got one of those guys on the line with me, Drew Phillips. Drew Phillips is out traveling the U.S. of A., going around. I imagine you've probably been on a plane or two, haven't you, Drew?
I was on a plane, that dirty, dirty plane. I promised to never fly again, and sure enough, I got roped into flying out here to visit some family in Chicago.
Did you get a junk squeeze?
They didn't touch my junk, Ernie, but they touched my junk silver, and I still feel very violated by that.
Probably even more so.
Absolutely. I think it's sad, but I do value my silver more than my junk sometimes. But what happened was I made sure to put all my valuables, silver and other stuff that I was taking out here to Chicago and to PortFest in my backpack that I would carry on. I wasn't going to let any of that stuff be put under the plane. So I brought it all with me through the security checkpoint. Now my camera, which is in a big camera bag with a bunch of electronic equipment, that goes through without a problem. But he says, bag check, on lane 1 or whatever. And so a guy comes over and grabs my backpack, and I responded very friendly, and I didn't get nervous about it. But he went behind a little glass screen, and it looked like I wasn't supposed to follow him back there, and he was going to check my bag. Well, I didn't. I think I broke the rules, and I went right back there with him and was standing right next to him as he was going through my bag. And I said, this is my private coin collection. I'm going to a trade show. I let him know what it was, and he started going through it. And the guy says, wow, this is really cool. Where do I get this? So he had to get into a bag or a box that was at the very bottom that was really packed tight. So he got into that to make sure there was nothing bad in there. And as
nothing
he's going
bad.
through my bag,
nothing
yeah,
bad.
like Mercury Dimes, your Mercury Dimes actually. So he got into that, and everything was fine. And he said, yeah, I got some of these my dad gave me. Where do I go to check them out? So we ended up having a quick little conversation as he was violating my my privacy about how he could learn more about coin silver. So that was just kind of fun. But no, I got through the airport just fine and made it to Chicago and visited some friends in Champaign. And
I thought you're gearing up for an excuse of how the TSA took all my goodies.
Well, if they had, my cell phone was ready to go, and I was, I was prepared even if there was some other situation arise. I was ready to put it on YouTube from my cell phone, but I just no harm, no foul. But he touched my junk silver, so I'm a little upset about that. But no, but I've been having a good trip, and actually we're been in communication with Nick. He's out here in the same area in Illinois, and we're gearing up to go to PortFest. We've got a lot of great products we're selling at the Freedom Phoenix booth, number 35. So everybody should come check that out. And our most popular product are these new cop block door hangers. You hang it on your door, and it says "Come back with a warrant," and you have to see it to read the rest. But I've been all over the city of Chicago trying to get these on either consignment or just wholesale them to trendy stores out here. So it's a vacation, but it's a business trip, and we're trying to get some awareness going for cop block and all the other fun stuff.
Well, how's it been received when you go talk to people? You especially vendors or something, and you're retailers, and you go, "Hey, man, you want this to sell?" And they go, "Run away, run away!" Or are they like, "Oh, I want a bunch"? Have you been successful?
I can't say I've been successful. I've got some leads. For those familiar with the area, I was down on Clark Street by Wrigley Field yesterday, where they have a lot of these trendy shops, and most of them, their response was, well, no, we call the cops a lot for shoplifters, so we're not going to sell a product that is anti-police. So that hasn't gone so well, but like I said, I got a few leads, and so we'll just keep on it and see if we can't get some T-shirts in the stores out here. But it's just, like I said, I'm turning this vacation into a work trip.
All right, cool. Family's where, in Indiana?
No, I'm in the suburbs of Chicago. My aunt and two cousins are out here, and Nick's out in the sticks, man. He's out in the cornfields about 3 hours south near Champaign.
What made me think of having you guys on, of course, you're out there having fun without me, and, going to Pork Fest, and I'm looking forward to hook up with you guys there. I'm going to head out to Manchester day after tomorrow, Saturday, and I have a speaking event in Manchester, and then I'm going to drive straight up to Pork Fest and not be too much of a stick in the mug, the old guy, hanging around. I'll sit off on the side. I'll do a lot of writing. But the thing is that I'm really looking forward to going there again. Have you ever been to Pork Fest before?
No, I didn't go last year. I was sitting in the studio while you were broadcasting live, and both Nick and I heard it and how much fun everyone was having. And we started planning this trip a year ago. We were so excited and hearing about how much fun you guys had last year.
Well, I think it's going to be even more fun this time. Certainly,
well, because we're going to be there.
Absolutely.
And there's actually there's going to be a big Arizona representation there. So I know a lot of others are planning their trip now.
Yeah, there's some RVs and people. I last I heard, Renee, and 4409 is going. Have they already left?
I don't know, but I do know they're going, so I can't say what everyone's travel plans are.
I think they're flying. They were thinking of taking the RV. I don't know, but they got a hotel room, one of the hotels that's right there next to the campground. We're going to have some fun, and unfortunately, we have air conditioning with a shower, so we might be able to live a little bit better. But we'll be camping out there, and it's Space 35, right?
Lot 35 it's in Agra Valley. And like I said, that's where we'll have all of our products. And we have two, we rented tables from a rental company. And when we looked online to get it, we saw a big 8-footer and said, that'll do. And then they had a round one. Then they had a heart-shaped one. So we got the heart-shaped one. So we're going to have a tent and an awning, for our storefront area. And then we'll set up some tents in the back, and we'll all have a good old time.
Cool. Got skills. I gave Nick to take out there, some supplies and a tent for me. So I got my own, man. I'm living large. So we're gonna have some fun.
I got to say that real quick. Everyone, we had a convoy started on Facebook, to organize driving out there. Nick is the only one who's making the drive. I think everyone else from Arizona, it's just too far, and you got to fly. So Nick made an even longer vacation to see his family out of it. So he's the only one who can say he made the full trek in his car and didn't have to get harassed by TSA, but did go through an internal checkpoint. So there'll be more on that on Liberty on Tour, which we're doing kind of a guest blog, reverse Liberty on Tour thing for those guys about our adventure to Pork Fest. So look for that later.
Wow, man, where would he have a checkpoint going from here to? Where did he go to Texas first?
Yeah, his brother's in Texas, so he went through there, and it's the same one the guys from Liberty on Tour went through. It's in Texas, and it's 60 to 100 miles east of the Texas-New Mexico border there on I-10. And this one, if you see the videos that Liberty on Tour did, it is a permanent checkpoint with an awning and a structure and, all types of stuff. So, yeah, I had to do the TSA, Nick had to do the Border Patrol. So, we're
wow, it's
certainly
shutting
adventure in America today.
Oh, man, it's shutting down, man. This is, we just played a piece from Alex Jones. He did a speaking event at Talker Magazine, and it had, and I think this one was in New York, I can't remember, but he got to talk to a lot of the station owners and his peers. I'm not even sure he'd call them peers, but the other talk show hosts around the country. And he says, yeah, how did you know this? How'd you know? He goes, because 8 years ago they had a press conference at C-SPAN and told us. He goes, here we go, and it's not going to get better. And it's really going to be interesting. And we're up near the Canadian border up there. I'm wondering what kind of flavor they have going in and out of Canada now. I know in the last couple of years it's been getting pretty funky too. So a lot of people there would be able to tell us their experiences on another border. When we come back, we'll be right back with videographer Drew Phillips from cockblock.org in just a little bit here on Declare Your Independence. Me, Ernest Hancock, we're all getting all excited about going to Pork Fest 2011. We'll be right back.